Hello, my beautiful people. This is Val. This is how you do it. I got some vegetables boiling, which is carrots, celery, onions, and bell peppers. I'm going to throw a couple of canned goods in there. And I'm going to make a pot pie. You can use mixed vegetables and thicken it and then make your pot pie. The secret to a good pot pie is your filling. You get your filling to taste good, then you got it down here now. I'm going to add a can of mushroom soup to it, and then I'm going to thicken it with some flour or some cornstarch. But I have some corn. I added a can of corn in there with that. The only problem I may have with this, Willie don't care for the onions, the bell pepper, and all that good stuff. And I'm hoping that he like it. Look at the creaminess of this soup after I put in the cream of mushroom soup. Now, what I'm going to do now, you see this broth right here? I'm going to pour some of this broth into a cup with a tablespoon of flour. Mix it all together, whip it, and then pour it back into this broth to thicken it. And we mix the flour in there, in the broth that came out of here. I'm going to pour it back in there. And then stir it up. I'm going to make a pretty large pot pie and a little an individual small one. And let this cook down until it gets really, really thick. Because you want your broth thick. I'm sure all of us have had a pot pie before. And when you go down into your pot pie, you want something besides juice to bite down into. I made a homemade puff pastry, and I will be doing a video on showing you guys how to make this puff pastry. This is going to be my crust, and here's the folding of it. As you see, you fold it several times. I fold this puff pastry 6 times instead of 4, and it's been sitting in the refrigerator. And this is, and you make croissants the same way, pretty much the same way you do puff pastry. And right now I have my phone in my hand, and this, I was just showing you the layers of it all. And I'm going to use this, spread it out, use this, the top of this, to cut it out. And I like a pie. Instead of just the crust being on top and the filling on the bottom, I'm going to put the crust in the bottom and the top of this bowl, and in a smaller bowl that looks just like this. And I'll show you when I stretch it out. I would like to say I did oil the inside and the rim of this, both of these. And here's my puff pastry. And I just got it out the refrigerator, so it's still cool to the touch. Actually, I'm going to roll it out some more. Roll it out. And when you roll out a puff pastry, you roll it out this way. You keep this end turned to you, and you're going to roll it out this way. That way I won't have to try to pull it apart. I'm just going to re-roll it one more time. I just cut this out around this bowl here. Then we're going to turn it over and place the crust inside the bowl. I let this cool in the refrigerator. And I got the tops to it here. And that's the leftover dough. I also let this cool also.
Oh, that's a scene. One of the scenes from the show. I saw that one.
Now the bread around here is going to help thicken it also. Halfway. I do have some cornstarch that I thought about sprinkling a little bit on it so it'll cook in it.
You whooped the little boy too, right? They didn't show that part of the boat. The little one need the heart.
Mm-hmm.
You whooped his ass like you did the big one.
We were talking about a kung fu movie we were watching. It's called Force of Five, where this boy needed a heart. And they showed that the daddy, was it the daddy or the granddaddy? The uncle. I whooped all the kids, even the children that were sickly. Even the child that was sickly. They all got the same punishment. Okay. And it's a really good movie if you watch it. It's a kung fu movie. They're doing a lot. It's a lot of action in it. Now this right here, I'm gonna put some slits in it. Make sure it's stretched enough to go over the top of that. And just in case it bubbles over, you put it on a pan. I covered this pan with aluminum foil to ensure that the cleanup will be easy. Now you can do this like a pie crust if you want to help mash that down. And it's good decoration. I'm going to do the other one. See. We need to stretch it a little bit more. I'll put it in the oven about, I don't know, never did it with puff pastry dough before. And puff pastry dough kind of cooks on a high heat. And everything in it is already done anyway, so we'll give it about 15 minutes at 420, well, just 400, and then checking and see what it looks like after that. It's time for investors to start paying attention, because whether or not you're planning on injecting any THC yourself, you can't deny the monumental investing opportunity that a potentially $80 billion industry represents. But it's also a relatively new industry, untested, unproven. And that's why we're really struck by a game-changing deal that just went down between the Ontario government and a powerhouse Canadian company. And that company, which now has the opportunity to rake in profits from the $7 billion Canadian cannabis. I didn't feel this, and that's got a lot of slack in it. Let me look and see. Yeah, got too much, not enough filling. That's probably why it's not sitting up there right. But you see, that was easily remedied. Now, if you want to, you can egg wash this. I don't think I'll egg wash it just yet. And that juice is falling back in now. Egg washing to help it browns quicker, and sometimes the browning of it is really dark. But for camera's sake, I'm gonna do that. It won't take but a little bit of time to do that. But now that there's an estimated $80 billion industry emerging from the woodwork, their prospects are positive. The whole egg, it's washing it with the whole egg. If you want any part of the multi-billion-dollar cannabis boom, this is a company we think you should have in your portfolio. So, due to the urgency of this recent development, Motley Fool co-founders David and Tom Gardner just released a brand new report detailing how this one stock could potentially mint its own marijuana millionaires. I've been wanting some pot pie for a while, and I just been putting it off making it, and I said, let me go and get up this morning, go and cook those vegetables so I can make this pot pie. Like I said, you can use mixed vegetables if you like. You don't have to try to make it from scratch the way I'm doing, and just put you a thickening in there to thicken it up to get that gelatin look. This is the results of the pot pie, and we're going to get a piece. Wonderful. Wonderful. Delicious. That right there, you see where the juice bubble over it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is Val. This is how you do it. I see all you beautiful, 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 beautiful people on the next video.